What's going on, guys? It's Saturday. It's like -8 degrees out. There's really not a whole lot going on today. I figured I'd jump on here, talk to you guys, get a subscriber, hangout going on. We're drinking some coffee. We got some food, and I don't know how long this stream's going to go for, but anything in the stream's open for discussion. So if you guys want to get in the chat and ask some, some questions, you could do that, or we'll just go with the flow and see what happens. So we're going to go ahead and get that started right now. Alright, let's see. Let's get the chat up here. Door chat. Pop out chat. Alright, we got Robbie. What's up, buddy? Robbie's in the house. Expand that there. Alright, looks like we're live and everything's coming through. So, like we just said, it's Saturday. It's like -8 degrees outside. There's like 30, 40 mile an hour gusts. There's some snow. Ain't a whole lot going on. So we're just hanging out today. I had to get some work done at home. Then I had a few hours and decided to get on the live stream and start up some discussions. See, who wants to hang out for a while. If you guys had any specific questions. What's up, Justin? Any hunts coming up? Next hunt is not going to be till I may hunt a few more times this season. We still have like 2 weeks left. But I have a few shows coming up. The ATA show, so I'll be there one weekend and a couple days during the week, and then I have another show after that, and then there's the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania show. So there's like 2 or 3 weekends there that's kind of tied up. But I may hunt a few more times this afternoon, or this season goes till January 31st, and then next hunt won't be till turkey hunting, which will be in April. April through May, we'll be hunting Maryland and Pennsylvania, and then bear hunt back up in Canada. Dave Murphy, what's up, buddy? What's going on, Dave? Getting ready to hit the woods in the Northeast Missouri. It is a heat wave today with a high of upper 20s. Yeah, we're not too much better, man. I think today and tomorrow it's supposed to be like the coldest like that it's like ever been. I mean, we're talking like -10. Who knows what the wind chill is going to be, but it's just been like that for like the past week and a half, 2 weeks. It's just been super cold, and typically in Maryland it just does not get that cold very often. Usually you'll get like a day or two where it's like really cold, and then it'll warm right back up. Robbie's thinking about doing a deer hunt. Yeah, I don't know if a whole lot of deer is going to be moving today. Pretty cold outside. What's up, Kyle? Good afternoon. What weekend are you going to the ATA? Well, the ATA is only one weekend, so it'll be next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's the ATA show, next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. What's up, Brian? Last youth weekend in Arkansas. Kids are pumped. That's awesome, man. Hopefully one of them can have some success. Butter Stable Outdoors. What's up, man? In summary, how'd your season go, and how many deer did you get this year? I shot 2 deer and actually wounded one this year with my bow. It was I think it was opening weekend of deer season. In summary, I think it was a decent season. Anytime you can kill one, obviously with a bow, is a good season. I don't think it was my best season. The past couple years, I've been struggling with hunting property as far as private land goes. So I mean, kind of juggling back and forth, and just ranging up what I can, keeping what I have. So this year was kind of, it wasn't the best as far as property goes. It's just been like that for the past 2-3 years. But recently, I leased 114 acres, so I have that to focus on for this upcoming season, I should say. So I'm pretty excited about that. So now that is actually like, it's my land. Nobody else can hunt it. It's my lease. When previous years, I've kind of had to, work with other people as far as a hunting property, and other people hunting there, and not being able to do 100%, what I wanted to do on that property. So now I actually have that opportunity to do that. So I'm pretty excited to see what I can get out of this property. Even though it's only 114 acres, we're still talking, small property, but it's kind of like the property that I like to hunt is small property. It's fun, trying to keep deer in that area and stuff. It's just exciting, and I'm just excited to see what can come out of that. Super young life. What sucks? Having an area with no fields or main food during the winter like I have. Yes, that's a struggle for many people, is not having a late season food source. I should be at the ATA. So far I have plans on going. Cool, man. What's up, Timothy? What's going on? SJ Outdoors. How much snow you get? I'm in the South Jersey. We got our 18 inches. They're moving nocturnal with this cold and snow around my way. We only had maybe like 3 or 4 inches of snow. Usually don't get a whole lot here in Maryland, but I did hear that Jersey got hammered with that snow that you're talking about now. So we really don't have a whole lot of snow. It's mainly just the wind and just extreme. We're in the negative digits as far as temperature. What's up, Cole? What's up, Dave? Heard you're hunting in PA. I was wondering what WMU you were in. I think it's 5, if I believe. I haven't really been looking at the maps in PA, the way they organize them there, just because PA rules and regulations are crazy. But I think it's number 5. I've only been there twice. So I've only been there twice. I haven't really researched the whole areas and and all that stuff, but it should be a good area, and I believe that it is in zone 5. I have pallets of bagged lime left over from my apple cold storage business. They're in the coolers from September to April. Can I use them for my new food plots in the spring for the soil? Apple cold storage. Not 100% sure what that is. Apple cold storage business. The coolers from September. Not sure, buddy. What's up, Danny? Just stepping in to say what's up. It's freezing outside. Try to stay warm. Any hunts coming up to be posted? We just talked about that a couple minutes ago. I might hunt a few more times the remaining of the season. But with the few trade shows coming up, the ATA, there's another one, local one after that, and then the Harrisburg show. I really don't think that I'll be out a whole lot. So probably the next hunts will be for spring turkey in April. And we also might be doing, get my buddy TJ together. He just bought a rifle. So we're getting ready to get that sighted in, practice with that, and we're going to do some predator hunting. So we might have that coming up as well. Robbie, let me know when you need any help. I sure will, man. I'll be letting you know. We'll probably start food plots around end of February, early March, depending, obviously how much snow is on the ground. but there's a field, it's like almost 2 acres, acre and a half, that I want to get a food plot in. So there's a few down trees in that area, in that field. There's a few other small trees that I have to cut. So we'll be clearing that out, that field, to get it nice and ready for a food plot. I have to do a few soil tests to see what the soil's like, get some lime down, get a tractor in there, turn the soil over, mix the lime in, and all that good stuff. So there's a lot of work to do down there. There's some fire roads that I got to clear out. There's like 2 other small food plots that I want to do with some clover and things like that. And then also I'm going to be planting some sun hemp to act as a barrier from the food plots, because there's a few, the way the fields and everything's positioned, there's like an old logging road to where, if let's say you were hunting the backside of the food plot, well, you could sneak down this fire road, but the field is on your left hand side. So I want to plant a screen there of sun hemp, because sun hemp grows pretty tall, and like 10 feet, 15 feet tall, really, depending on the nutrition that it gets. But if I do that right, I'll be able to sneak around that fire road on the backside and hunt the backside of the food plot, and the deer can be in the food plot and they would never know that I was there, as long as obviously the wind and everything is, you know, in the right direction and stuff like that. Nate, any poacher news? No, none whatsoever. It's funny you asked that, because I just called 2 days ago to figure out if anything's happened, and I have not heard a response back yet. But as soon as that, you know, as soon as I hear something, you know, I will mention it. I'm honestly not even really worried about it anymore, because it is what it is. And that video that I posted, I want you guys, I want you guys to listen to this. Now, this is a subject here, and it's actually a little bit of a rant, because this is what's happened. So this is what's happened. Listen up. It's a rant, but it just needs to be said. So I posted a video about I want to say about a month ago, 3 weeks, something like that. And I was on this property in Pennsylvania, and I seen some poachers shoot a deer out of their truck onto private land that wasn't theirs. Regardless if it was private or not, it's illegal to shoot a deer out of a vehicle. So I'm 100% against poaching, as should everybody watching this live stream and everybody else in the world. So I decided to make a phone call to, you know, make this, you know, somebody aware of the situation, that there's people poaching in the area. People work hard, you know, whatever it is that they do. You know, people work hard to earn money and to spend that money whatever way that they want to spend it. So I worked hard, I did what I had to do, and I earned what I got to be able to purchase, or not purchase, but purchase a lease, you know, for some hunting property. So in Maryland, and this is where it gets funny, in Maryland, okay, yes, I live in Maryland, but in Maryland, unless you have, say, you know, obviously there's variances when it comes to this, but in Maryland, it's hard to find hunting property, private land. It's very hard to find private land. So in Maryland, it's the property, it's just the way Maryland is. The property is very expensive. So unless you have a group of people, of hunters together to go in on a lease, it's very, very, very expensive. I mean, just for myself, and I've looked and looked and looked for years to try to find some hunting property in Maryland for myself, and I couldn't do it because I like to hunt by myself. I like to do things, you know, on my own. Obviously, you know, with some friends and stuff like that. But as far as like what I'm trying to do with all this, it's just myself, which I prefer. So, in Maryland, it's so expensive to find property. So when I was trying to find property just for myself, I mean, I'm talking 30, 40, 50, 60 acres. I was looking at like $5,000 to $6,000 in a prime area as far as like a county goes in Maryland. Well, not everybody has $6,000. So, and I could have done that, but for 50 acres, to me, it just wasn't worth it. I couldn't find anything that was worth, you know, that amount of money, and for that small of a land. So I decided to reach out to other areas, and people do this all the time. People travel and hunt. They hunt different states, different counties, and they travel around the world to hunt. Yes, I am a 100% Maryland resident. So I joined a website to help me find private land that I could lease. Through this website, it gives you several listings per county, per state, to be able to find private land. Okay, you have to pay for it. You have to, nothing's free. You have to pay for this site to join it, to get on the site to find private land. So when I did that, I started getting all these notifications from certain states. I was getting notifications from Ohio, and I looked in Ohio, Kentucky, Virginia, and I don't really want to hunt Virginia just because of where I live at. Traveling to Virginia would be very horrible with traffic. There's just so much traffic in Virginia, and going down south like that. So now all of a sudden I started getting things for Pennsylvania. Well, Pennsylvania really wasn't one of the states that I looked at for many reasons, but the area and the property that I found on this website for Pennsylvania, it was reasonably priced, and it was a decent amount of land for myself. It was 114 acres. So I drove out there, or I contacted the website, told them I was interested in this property. The landowner had owned it for like 40 some years. There was a person that leased it before me, I believe for like 3 years. So I ended up getting permission, drove out there, scoped the property out, and within 10 minutes, I decided that I wanted to lease this property. So I scouted the rest of the day, looked at the property. It looked good, you know, decent enough for myself, and where I could have like a food plot, you know, and try to better the deer herd. Now, when you're obviously when you're bettering an area on a food plot or on your property, it's not going to just benefit the deer on your property. It's going to benefit that whole surrounding area. So that's one thing I'm going to jump back to in a second. So now, when I was down there, I seen some poachers shoot a deer out of a vehicle, which is illegal. And I don't support poaching at all. So I made the phone calls, called the right people, gave them my report, and all that stuff. I posted a video about it, about, you know, going down to this property, scoping it out, and, you know, hanging some no trespassing signs and stuff like that. And I posted the video. Within the first like 48 hours, the video had like 3,000 or 4,000 views on it. It was the video got suggested through YouTube's algorithm, and there was a lot of people watching the video. So the amount of negative comments that I had on this video, which recently I just disabled the comments on that video because I couldn't handle dealing with the comments anymore. So the amount of people that were on there and sending me messages through my email on YouTube, I had literally had death threats, hate comments, people trashing me, saying that they're going to go on my property, steal all my stuff. They're going to do whatever they have to do to keep me out of hunting Pennsylvania. Well, immediately, you know, it was funny, but then it just kept on going, where people started finding me on Facebook and saying that they were going to, you know, find my area, trash the area, steal all my trail cameras, steal my tree stands, death threats and people saying if I stepped into Pennsylvania to hunt the property, literally they would, figure out what they had to do to get rid of me. So, which is now it's just funny. So I disabled the comments on the video because I just don't have time to deal with that. So those statements just blow my mind. I just don't understand it because yes, I live in Maryland. Yes, I'm hunting Pennsylvania. So if somebody, is complaining about me coming to Pennsylvania to hunt, go out there and do extra work, make extra money, and you'll be able to lease your own property, which is what I did. I don't care where you hunt. If somebody wants to hunt, come and hunt Maryland, by all means, drive up here. I'll show you where to hunt. I'll take you hunting, So the amount of comments that I had, it was ridiculous. The amount of negative comments about people on that situation. It just blew my mind the way that went down. And it's just very, man, sometimes I don't know what runs through people's head when they make comments like that. Great to hear you had a successful year. Wife and I shot 2 bucks 30 seconds apart out of the same stand this year. Definitely look up to you as an influence and mentor in growing my YouTube channel. Awesome, man. Thank you. In New Jersey, it's better to have private land because most of public land, and you'll get stands and everything stolen, and we're populated people-wise. Yes, it's very difficult as well. Danny, what's the name of the website? Base Camp Leasing. Just check with my hay farmer we deal with, and he uses the lime we have every spring in his fields. If you need bags of lime for your food plots, let me know. We get rid of them for free. David, send me a message after this live stream's over on our Facebook page. Get a hold of me there. We already pulled some pallets out of the coolers that are available. SJ Outdoors, I own a small piece. My neighbor owns like 150, and the guy next to him owns another small piece. We all get together and agreed because I'm bettering mine that let them grow no small deer. Yeah, man, it's a good practice there. I agree we should all be on the conservation because why not give back what we take and make it better? I'm eating that animal. I want it to reach its full potential. Yeah, SJ Outdoors, it's hunting is not what it used to be in a way, but in a way it's gotten better because you have a lot more people paying attention to land management, helping animals and wildlife reach, their full potential, managing the buck to doe ratio. So we have a population, 10 to 15 to 20, 30, 40 years from now. That's what all this stuff is there to help with. And I just don't see a reason why, if somebody wants to manage a property, that's on them, and the people, it's just so many negative, just so hateful, man, in the hunting world. It's just so hateful. Like, I'm not a trophy hunter by any means, but I don't want to shoot a small deer. Obviously, if depending where you're hunting, deer are going to be bigger than your neighbor's deer, or from 2 counties over, it's going to vary from county to county. So, but if you shoot a small deer and you always complain that you can't shoot a bigger deer, well, if you shoot that small deer, then that deer is never going to get bigger. Then you always hear the comment of, well, if I don't shoot it, the neighbor's going to shoot it. Well, again, if you shoot it, your neighbor, it's definitely not going to get bigger. Your neighbor might not have had a shot at that deer. So if that deer lived, he'll be bigger next year. Nate, that's crazy. We're all here for the same thing in the end. I agree. It's just, it's just the way the world works. Everything's driven by money. A lot of people don't have money. I'm not rich. I don't have a whole lot of money. But there's nothing wrong with making money. But usually, typically, money leads to, you know, a lot of negative things. A lot of bad things happen because of money. So it's just the way that it goes. You know, you deal with it. I know people that deal with that type of thing all the time. You know, they travel to different states to hunt, and they get trashed for it. You know, people always say, well, hunt your own state, or, you know, get out of my state. This is mine. This is my area to hunt. Or, you know, it just blows my mind. But a lot of times you just have to ignore it, do your thing, and, you know, you're always going to have that one person that's negative and, you know, has something smart to say. But you just ignore it and move on. Ian Kirby Gibson, have you ever heard of the Spy Point Excel Special Edition? I have not. I know the Spy Point Excel, but I don't think I've heard of the Spy Point Edition or Special Edition. What's up, Jeremiah? Thanks, man. It's a cool hat there. Prime 1 camo. So if anybody was wondering, I recently picked up a new camo partnership with Prime 1 Camo. I have their t-shirt. Have their t-shirt on here as well. They have really good clothing. Camo Thug Outdoors. More money, more problems. Yes. More money, more problems. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with making money. You know, is whatever way that you want to do it, as long as it's, you know, a legal way to make money. But, you know, we're all here to make money. You know, we make money. There's nothing wrong with that. The more, the better. But it's when the greed of money becomes the problem. You know, when you start getting greedy for it, or become jealous of somebody else that has money and that person is doing things that you can't do. Well, you know, go out and do something. Go out and make some extra money. Work a second job. You know, don't make excuses. But if somebody has more money than you, you know, thumbs up. You know, by all means, if they have more than you, I'm happy for you. So it's just the way the world is. My grandpa owned a couple acres with big bucks, and the neighbor bought up a box stand right to the fencing line, and so we did was cut down a cedar tree and put it in front of their tree stand. That's one way to block them. Kyle Hendrickson just bought the Groundhog Max, going to pick it up today. That's awesome, man. You'll like it a lot. I love the Groundhog Max. I'll be using it again this spring. What's up, man? Love the vids. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Hayden. Appreciate that. Life is more important than money. It is 100%. It's 100% true. But, you know, money is nice. But like I said, it's just when money becomes the greed. When you become greedy of money, that's when the problems start. Everybody watching it right now, could you guys do me a favor and share out the live stream with some buddies, or if you're watching and you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get up to 5,000 subscribers, because we have a 5,000 subscriber giveaway going on, to where you guys can win a trail camera and things like that. So if you want to win a trail camera, a Whitetail Obsession Outdoors hat, and a Whitetail Obsession Outdoors t-shirt, I have a video. I think it's like maybe 5 or 6 videos down through the timeline there on the channel. Just go ahead and watch that video and follow the instructions on that video if you guys want to win a trail camera. So yeah, go ahead and share this video out and subscribe if you aren't already. It's really appreciated. I can't wait till we start getting some warmer weather, where we can start getting some food plot videos out there, some land management type stuff. I have all kinds of videos planned for this year. It's gonna be a lot of work, but I want to really can't wait to get back into that. What's up, Jason? What's going on, buddy? Happy New Year. Ian Kirby, what kind of seeds do you use for your food plot? Last year I did a test with a bunch of different seeds. I had good success with all of them. And we were working on something with something else that I didn't show. But this year, the food plot seed brand that I will be using is going to be called Deer Ag. Deer Ag, I will be meeting them out at the Harrisburg show to go over a plan for my food plots for Pennsylvania. Meeting him out there, and we'll be looking at an aerial photo of the layout of the land and figure out what to plant and where. And I will record that. I will let you guys see what he recommends, his advice as far as seeds and planting. So I'll make a video about that, and hopefully it can help some of you, determine where to put food plots, why to put them there, and what type of seed to plant, whether it's during the spring or summer or fall. So hopefully that video there will help you guys. What kind of bow would you recommend? I don't really have a bow that I would recommend, just because nowadays they're all so good. You really can't go wrong with any bow that you shoot. Me personally, I shoot a prime. This will be the 3rd year that I've shot a prime, but I've owned PSE, I've owned Bowtech, I've owned I've had a Hoyt, I've had all kinds of bows. And 2 years ago, when I went to purchase a new bow, I actually shot the Elite and I shot the Prime. And honestly, I couldn't really tell the difference between the two. They both shot amazing. And then the bow shop that I went to, Autumn Sky Outfitters, they just kind of talked me into getting the Prime. But I would have been happy with either one. Thanks, Robbie. Jason, SG Outdoors, you ever frost seed, and what do you think is a good time for this? I have never frost seeded, but I've know people that do it. It works very well. You can probably frost seed depending on your area there, but I would say probably anywhere in February you can go ahead and frost seed some clover, which I actually plan on doing this year, doing some frost seeding for clover. That way I have it for turkey hunting in the spring. Just checked out Primal website. Very sweet looking patterns. Butler Stable Outdoors. Yes, they do. Very cool. They have this one I'm wearing here. They have a bunch of t-shirts, hoodies. They have actually last weekend or 2 weekends ago. I had the bibs and the jacket, insulated bib and jacket, and it was pretty warm. Kyle Henderson, Prime is made about 30 minutes from me. That's awesome. Yeah, I like Prime bows. Like I said, I'm not opposed to nothing else. It's just the bow that I have now, and I'm pretty happy with it. I have no reason to change. Trying to find a bow, but I have no strength in my hands. Any easy pull bows for old ladies like me? There's plenty of bows. I'm trying to think of the one that immediately clicks in my head, but I can't think of the name of it. But you can get them down pretty low poundage. You have to check with your state to figure out what the legal limit is as far as the poundage goes. I think in Maryland it's like 35 pounds. So if not, then you might have to switch, to a crossbow. Jeremiah, as far as bows, my opinion only, whatever you feel most comfortable. I have a Bear Attitude from 2013, and it feels better to me in hand than any other bow. That's absolutely right. whatever. All bows this time or this day and age are good bows. You really can't go wrong with any bow that you decide to shoot. It literally comes down to personal preference and what feels comfortable to you. I've shot many bows. I had a PSE bow. It was a PSE full throttle. And honestly, at that time, I was caught up on speed, and I decided to get the full throttle, and it was a huge mistake just because the bow is not very forgiving. It was a very difficult bow to shoot. So I ended up selling that bow, and I shot the Elite and shot the Prime, shot other PSEs. Literally, the Prime and Elite were probably the two smoothest forgiving bows that I've ever shot. And like I said, I just recently just decided to go with the Prime. It's actually a Prime Rise. I got clover planted in this one area, and I'm going to make bigger. I'm going to try to plant chufa for turkeys. They say it's like persimmon to deer and turkeys. Yes, chufa would be a very, very good attractant. And as far as I know, the chufa, deer actually don't eat chufa, so I don't think you'd have to worry about deer eating that as well. Kyle would recommend looking at the Mission by Matthews for a low poundage bow. Elaine, that was directed toward you. I'm trying to think of that bow. I had a friend of mine that bought a bow. We went and we picked it out, but I can't remember what she bought. It was a bow, specifically for that, low poundage. It was a woman's bow. I don't know. I can't think of it, but yeah, there's a lot of options out there for low poundage. You just have to check with your state to figure out what the minimum poundage they allow for bow hunt. I think Maryland is 35 pounds. It may be 30, so I could be wrong with that, but I think it's 35. So back to the food plot question. As far as the deer, what type of seeds the deer ag. If any of you guys will be, drop a comment if you guys are going to the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania show in February. It's the first weekend of February. Let me know if you guys are going to go there, because we're going to do a bunch of videos from the Antler Grove booth, 4120. It'll be me. I'll be there. Jeff will be there. A few other people will be there as well. And also, like I said, the guy from Deer Ag will be there as well. So I'm gonna make a video while there, let him talk about his seeds, and kind of help you guys as far as what to plant, when to plant it, whether it's in the spring, summer, or fall. So if you guys want to stop by there, or just pay attention to the channel, we'll be posting that video up there to try to help you guys more with food plots. Maryland's 35 pounds. Terry, thank you. My wife also shoots the Matthew Mission. Very nice bow and cost effective. Awesome. Infinite MBA, I'll see you there. Awesome. Robbie will be there. So Robbie, we're friends. He lives an hour away from me, but I talk to him on a regular basis. He will probably be helping me out as far as food plots go. So you might see him in some of the upcoming videos on the channel. Let's see what else we got here. Anybody have any more questions? I'm going to try to be there, weather permitting, from Michigan to PA. Yeah, man. If you guys, like I said, if you guys are going to that show, find me, booth 4120. We can do a video together. There's going to be a ton of information coming from that booth as far as food plots, and I know a lot of you have found the channel through food plot videos. So if you guys want to learn more about food plots and more about antler grow, stop on by the booth. Jeff will be there. It'll be a fun time. Thank you is written down. Mission by Matthews. Yeah, Matthew. Like I said, Matthews make good bows. It really just comes down to personal preference, really, and whatever feels comfortable to you. I might even shoot more bows this upcoming year. I might go out to the bow shop and possibly shoot some new ones, or see what's out there, because the technology and stuff always changes every year. So I'll definitely be looking at Prime again to figure out some of their new, I know they have some newer ones come out, so I'll definitely be checking them out and see what we got. Let's see. My chat went away for some reason. I'm trying to get my chat back up here. Uh-oh. Nope, got it back. Chat is back. Are winter sugar beets good to plant by themselves, or should they be planted with other products? I think they're fine by themselves. Mission crazy should also be called the minutes, also recommended for women. But yeah, sugar beets, you can plant them alone. Sometimes I like planting mixtures, but if you're just planting sugar beets, I think they'll be fine by themselves. Ever used antler ice, dough, and heat? Yes, I use antler ice all the time. It's the deer urine that I prefer to use. But yeah, antler ice, dough, and heat works really well. When you hit 5,000 subscribers, you'll be giving away the Spy Point camera, right? Yes. As soon as we hit 5,000 subscribers. With that mentioned there, I think since I want to say it's almost exactly a year, and since I've really started pushing the channel, so within that year, I think the channel has grown like 3,600 subscribers. But over the past few months, it's slowed down. But my goal before the end of the year was actually 3,000 subscribers, and we actually hit, literally like the day before New Year's Day, the end of the year, we hit 4,000. So it actually got 1,000 more subscribers than my initial goal was. But it's slowed down, so we're just on a decline right now. But if you look at the past year, it's just the way it works. So I had somebody send me a message the other day like, "Oh, your YouTube channel's dying. It's dying." It's not dying. It's just there's ups and downs every time you try to do something, and especially with social media, you have ups and downs. So I'm not too concerned about it. SJ Outdoors, you plan on putting any man-made watering holes in on Pennsylvania property if no water? I do plan on putting some there. There is actually a stream that runs through the property, so I will be checking that out, and then also, if necessary, I will be putting in some watering holes to to supplement that. Do you keep a mock scrape out all year, or do you just start it at a certain point? I've always done mock scrapes. Last year, I put a lot of effort into mock scrapes, and it actually paid off because I shot a decent 10-pointer that was on a mock scrape that I made. I don't keep them out all year. Typically, from previous years, I would start them around like October, mid-October, and they would still work good that way. But when I started using antler ice, those guys had recommended that I start them in the summertime, right around like July, August, even early September, just to keep them going. You have to the key though is you have to keep them refreshed. Maximum 15 days. Every 15 days you got to refresh them, to keep that buck coming in there. And that's what I did, and it paid off. So you can start them as early as summertime. I would say, early September, late August, something like that. But the key though would be to keep them going. Cheddar B, who was your first sponsor, and how do you go about getting the sponsorship? I don't really like to call them sponsors. I like to call them partnerships. But the very first true one that I had was Spy Point trail cameras. They've been there since the beginning. I think going on 4 years now. And I had used Spy Point trail cameras before. I guess maybe about a year. I want to say a year or 6 months prior to talking to Spy Point. And before that, I've owned like every trail camera known to man, and I just wasn't having success with them. So then somebody had mentioned Spy Point, and at that time I never even really heard of them. This is like 4 years or 4.5 years ago or something like that. And I ended up buying them, and immediately I noticed long battery life, and they were just simple to use, and I didn't have any problems. So that's when I contacted them through an email, and then I signed up as just a regular field staff. Did what I had to do, and when signing up for a field staff position for a company, they always give you a minimum of something to do as far as promoting that product. So when they sent me the minimum, I'm like, oh, that's nothing. I'm gonna blow that out of the water. So I just did everything that I could possibly do for them, and now we're into 4 years, and now they're an official sponsor. So it's been a long 4 years, and it's a great company. I highly recommend them. By the way, your vids are awesome and very informative, and thanks for your time. No problem, man. Thank you. I don't ice fish. Honestly, I'm not a huge fisherman. I used to fish a lot more back in the day, but I just never really been, honestly, really big on fishing. If I do fish, which I occasionally do, it's literally just going to a stream or, a river or pond or something, just fishing off the bank. I'm not huge on boats. It's just really not my thing. But who was asked that? Yeah, but yeah, Cheddar. That's how that went down. We're coming into 4 years, and that's actually who I will be with at the ATA show is Spy Point. Are you kidding me? That's BS. We have poachers here in Tennessee for 2 dumped carcasses on my property. I was pissed. I spent money to hunt. Sorry to hear about stupid people. Yeah. You're going to see that a lot. And honestly, I think that you're going to see it more now than ever. I don't think it, there's no way to stop it. And just the way that the world works and the way the world is going and the direction that it's going, it's just going to get worse and worse. I know there's always people out there that hope for the best and stuff like that, and hope that the world's going to get a better place. But in my opinion, I don't have high hopes. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Not just with hunting, but with life in general. That's just my opinion. Is Spy Point going to be at the Harrisburg show this year? Didn't have a lot of luck finding trail cameras at last year's show. Yes, Spy Point will be there the whole time. The first weekend at the show, I will be with Antler Grow. The second weekend, I will actually be at the Spy Point booth. Last year, I was at the Spy Point booth the entire time. Great show, great time, had fun. It was definitely a long show. But yeah, this year I'm just, I have to split it up. So first weekend, Antler Grow, second weekend, Spy Point. But yes, they will be there. Jake Bowler, love the cap you're wearing. What's the webpage for their camo? Prime1camo.com. Prime, Prym, the number 1 camo.com. I'm happy with their camo so far. It's a great company. Got a deer on the backside there. So this is just a regular t-shirt they have, but they got multiple hats and different patterns, bibs and hoodies and jackets and face masks, under garment stuff, keep you warm. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. What else we got? You guys have any more questions? I actually bought the Spy Point solar camera per your recommendation, and it's my favorite camera. Just thinking, because you promote so many brands and have a bunch of partnerships, that you should make a website with affiliate links to these products so you can make some money. Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea. I'm not really in it to make money, but it's been brought up a few times, but I don't know if that's really what I want to do. Yeah, I mean, Spy Point cameras, they've been around for a long time. I love the cameras personally. Like I said, I used them before I even started working with them. They're with the cameras, there's no smoke and mirrors with the cameras. They just work. The battery life is super long on them. Obviously, nothing's perfect in the world. You're going to buy a camera, sometimes it might not work. You'll have an issue with it or whatever. It's an electronic device, so stuff's going to happen. But from what I've experienced with them personally and working with them for 4 years now, it's a great company, and I've owned tons of cameras from them, and I've only had one issue with the camera, and I was able to send it back, and they actually sent me a new camera. They have a 2-year warranty with Spy Point cameras, and if something happens after that 2-year mark, they will send, if they can't fix it, they will send you a brand new one for half price after that 2-year mark. So super long battery life, reliability. They're just simple cameras. They work, take good pictures. Yeah. Sorry to hear back your feedback on poachers. We have poachers here in Tennessee found 2 dump, probably called the Rangers. Some people are just full of BS. Yes, it's very very unfortunate. I think the same way, Dave. This generation don't want to work for nothing, whether it's for money, hunting. I agree. This world is going down, and we're going to see more poaching and more criminal activity. 100%, man. 100%. It's sad, but I mean, it's there's always hope. You got, you know, people that, you know, like to pray and, you know, all this other stuff, which is good. You know, I'm not against that, but you just have to look at things, you know, and not listen to like the media and things like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get into that, but yeah, it's going downhill. Brady, what is your biggest deer? My biggest deer was 100. It scored 172 inches, which I killed a long time ago. It was the biggest buck that I've ever killed. 172 inches, 14 pointer. Yeah, it's been all downhill since. Haven't killed anything bigger than that, and that was from Maryland. I've never hunted elk, but that's on the list to do. Hey Dave, I hope the rest of your day is good. I have to run. I have another family Xmas party to go to. Hope to chat with you soon. Awesome, man. We'll be back here Tuesday afternoon, 7 p.m. Butterstable Outdoors just followed you on Instagram. Love the chocolate lab puppy. Awesome. That lab puppy was actually my niece's dog. My sister got her a puppy for Christmas. Would you consider somebody a poacher for taking a shot a few minutes before shooting time? I don't know, and I'm not going to answer that question because there's so many variances on what's considered a poacher. Everybody's probably done something wrong before, but you just have to try not to do it again. Everybody makes mistakes. To me, a poacher would be obviously doing something illegal, but shooting a deer a few minutes before shooting time, I mean, I don't know. It's illegal. You know, it's not. There's times there for a reason. It's a law, but you know, I'm sure everybody's done it. You know, we all make mistakes. We all do things, you know, sometimes, but I don't know. A hardcore poaching scenario would be like I saw the other week. Would be somebody driving down the road, shooting a deer from the vehicle onto somebody else's property. That is hardcore poaching. You know, spotlighting deer at nighttime out of their vehicle. You know, lighting deer up, shooting them. That's poaching. Shooting a deer a couple of minutes before daylight. You know, I'm not going to do it, but you know, as long as it's on your property, then you know, that's on you. But as far as poaching goes, yeah, spotlighting, shooting deer out of a vehicle, trespassing on somebody else's property, that's all poaching. I have no idea what just happened. What was the topic of the day when the live chat started? Really no topic. We just came on here, didn't have a whole lot going on today, so I just made a live stream. Topic is whatever you want to talk about. We did elaborate on some things, but if there's something that you want to talk about, by all means, send a comment and we'll talk about it. Dave, not sure if you had seen, but PA has a new state record for a typical buck. If you want to check it out, go on Pennsylvania Game Commission on the Facebook. They just scored it Thursday. See what's up here. That's awesome. Yeah, I know over the years with Pennsylvania's antler restriction and things like that, the deer population and herd has been better in Pennsylvania. You know, Pennsylvania is not known for big deer, but you know, a big deer can be killed anywhere. You know, just because they're not known. You know, Maryland's really not known for big deer, but you know, Maryland's like a sleeper state. I mean, there's some big bucks in Maryland. You know, you just have to find them. When's turkey season start down your way? Maryland, it starts April 18th is turkey season, opening day. I love turkey hunting. Terry, why aren't you out hunting today, Zone B? I'm not hunting Pennsylvania this year. Yes, I did pick up some property in Pennsylvania, but I'm just not hunting that property this year. It was short notice, and I just had a whole lot of stuff going on, so I didn't want to buy an out-of-state license, you know, to only be able to hunt it, you know, like once, you know, maybe twice or something like that. So I just did not buy a hunting license for Pennsylvania this year. You should consider posting more of your trail cam pics on your Instagram. A great way to generate traffic to your page channel. I just tagged you in a couple of my posts from account Upstate Hunts. Awesome, man. Thank you. I will check that out. That's probably the alert I just had on my phone here. Cool. Well, it's been an hour, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here. We got a few other things to do later this afternoon, but when do you plan on making food plots in PA this year? I'll probably start around end of February, early March, depending on the snow level, what kind of snow they have up there. But I have to clear out an old field. There's some deadfalls, some old trees I got to cut down. I have to get a soil sample. I have to get a tractor in there with a bunch of lime, correct the soil. So I will probably be starting food plot videos sometime around early March. We start posting them to the channel. There's gonna be a ton of videos on food plots this spring and summer. Tons. I'm gonna try to produce as many food plot videos as possible, just because I know that's a big reason why a lot of the subscribers that have subscribed to the channel look forward to. So I'm gonna try to produce as much how-to videos and as much information as possible when it comes to food plots. I'm not an expert at food plots by any means, but you know, I do what works. I keep it simple, you know, and they grow. You know, you follow some basic steps and, you know, they work. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to tune back in Tuesday 7 p.m. Eastern time, which is our standard live stream. I typically don't live stream on the weekends, but you know, I just wanted to throw this out there. I know it's cold everywhere, so I figured there's some people in there in the house laying around, probably bored, so that's why I decided to go live. But yeah, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. If you guys, you know, are new to the channel, you know, consider subscribing. And you know, I try to throw a lot of hunting videos and how-to videos on food plots and stuff like that. So I'll see you guys back here next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you next time.